And we are live. This is my first live without Will. Definitely feels a little bit weird, but let's get to it. First of all, if you're watching this live, oh, this is my favorite. If you're watching this live, comment hashtag live. If you're watching this as a replay, comment hashtag replay. If you have any questions, let us know in the chat. And let's get the party started. So basically, today we're going to be talking about realtor retention and strategies that you can be using in order to generate more business from agents and also stay top of mind. Now, by the way, Will is coming and he will have a lot to say about the topic, and he is the marketing and technology guru that he can help you set everything up. However, before we even get to the setup and everything else, let's talk about how you can use certain systems and certain processes to actually nurture your database. So let's say you be getting appointments with agents, right? Whether you're using our service or whether you're getting appointments in a different manner. Let's say you get the appointments with the agents and then you want to retain them. You want to start establishing partnerships so you can retain them. So the first thing you need to do, the number one key, is to prove your value fast. Kind of like an instant gratification thing. You want to immediately offer value up front so they can see you as a potential partner. And when I say you want to offer value up front, I don't mean telling them that you're the best at closing loans and you're the fastest and the most experienced. That's not an upfront value. That's actually the description of our jobs. An upfront value is doing something for the agent that can help them move forward in their business. Let me give you a couple examples. Number one, which is a very common strategy, is you can go to these agents and ask and find out about their follow-up process. Ask them what are they doing to nurture their database? What are they doing to nurture the new prospects or the dead prospects that have gone AWOL the past year or so? Perhaps they can provide this list to you and you can set their follow-up for them and do it on their behalf. This way, while the agent is out hunting, you're helping them nurture those contacts. Another thing that you can do is you can ask them for a web page with their listings and create a newsletter that goes out to your database promoting those listings. This way, you can potentially bring buyers to the agents yourself. And even if you aren't able to bring a buyer, the fact that you're telling an agent that you can help them by distributing their listing to a wider audience that they can do on their own, that's a value proposition on its own. So, to recap, the first key, the most important key is to prove your value fast, okay? So you can start doing this by helping them set up their follow-up, like we said, help them reactivate their dead leads, or you can help them with setting up a newsletter if they're a listing agent and distribute their listings to your database and to different social media platforms. Now, the second key is to actually help them with some tools so they can close more business. For instance, a lot of agents, even big producers that have done a lot of transactions, if you look them up on Google, you will not see a lot of reviews. You will not see a lot of online credibility. What you can do through us is get the agent's past database and actually create a campaign where you ask for the review on behalf of the agent. Imagine if you talk to an agent that has 10 reviews on Google, and within a week of knowing you, you can get them up to 30 reviews just by utilizing the database. So like I said, you need to aid them with tools. So for instance, you can send them weekly tips on how to optimize their Google My Business page, or you can create a campaign so you can increase the amount of reviews they have. Another thing that you can do is you can help them optimize different social media accounts. Everybody knows that we love LinkedIn and we're using LinkedIn to target agents. But you can actually teach those agents how to optimize their profile so they can go after investors, lawyers, divorce attorneys, CPAs, and whatever else they would like. And finally, the third and last key for today's topic is to stay top of mind casually. Okay, you can do this by weekly emails and weekly messages. Now, here's the catch: don't do the typical weekly emails that every lender and every broker out there sends to their database. You know, those that the big CRMs like Be in Touch, like other platforms produce and they distribute them to everyone. Everyone is sending out the same content. Be different, okay? Create a 26-week campaign where you can use it again and again. You will only create it once, and then you will have it forever, where you can just edit it a little bit so to make sure it's updated with whatever happening in the market. You can use stories from your past clients to speak directly to your database. You can use actual tips on how to help agents get more business, and don't focus on boring loan guidelines. So basically, what we think it's best for you to do when you meet an agent is, number one, to prove your value fast. Okay, as soon as you're talking the first time, sparks need to be flying. Okay, they need to see in you something that are not seeing in your competition, and that's gonna be the value you bring to them. Okay, you can start with reactivating their dead lists. Okay, their dead leads. You can start by helping them create a newsletter. You can also help them with doing their entire follow-up from those open houses. Number two, you can provide them actual tools to help them in their business. You can provide them with a sub account in your Omega platform. You can provide them with other tools like Curb Hero to use on their listings so they can take attendance. And number three, you need to stay top of mind casually, weekly, with actual value emails and value text messages. And I would add one more thing. Every once in a while, even if you are not doing a transaction, you need to also manually follow up, because people need to hear your voice. Okay? So, again, stay top of mind, guys. Follow up is key. Right now is the time to build those processes, because when the refi boom happens, because it will happen, interest rates hit what, almost 8%. So when interest rates do go down, because eventually they will, there will be a crazy refi boom. And guess what? If you haven't figured out your processes until then, you won't figure them out after. So this is the time to double down on whatever you're doing. However you're doing it. If it's working for you, double down. If what you're doing is not working for you, send a DM to me, send a DM to Will or David, and we're more than happy to get on the call and actually help you. So this is it for today. It's my first live on my own without Will, so hopefully I did okay. Like I said, if you can take one thing out of this live today, is that you need to provide value fast to your agents. So I challenge everyone for the next week to go back in their database, look at all the agents you've done transactions with, and one by one, if you don't have a system, call them, email them, or text them, asking them to reconnect. The reason is because you've already worked together. So if you work together once, why not work together again? But you're not going to go in the meeting to ask for their business. Okay, you're going to go in that meeting to actually find out what they're doing, how they're doing it, so you can help. And with the 3 keys that we mentioned before, this is all you need to do. Basically, oh, Will is here. Let's add him.
Join the stream.
Well, basically, I was finishing up. I was doing a summary.
Now I've joined the stream. I was speaking
Yeah,
too soon.
now you've joined the stream. Basically, we're finishing up. We talked about realtor retention, and basically, I was giving the challenge of the week, which is I challenge everyone to go and look into their database and find every agent they've done a transaction with in the past, and either call them, text them, or email them, asking them to reconnect. Not so you can ask for that business, but actually to get deep into their business and see how you can help them with those three different keys I mentioned before. Okay, if you quickly want to go over them again, more than happy. But I did go over all those three keys.
Awesome, Panos. Appreciate that. Sorry, guys, for being a little bit late, and we're going to have to cut this short today as well. But I wasn't going to just cancel it because we're going to give you guys value again today, value that you can take back to your business, back to your referral partners, and so on. So welcome back to the Referral Partner Acquisition Show. My name is Will Nagnos. If you're new to the show, I'm here with my co-host who actually just hosted the beginning of the show today, Panos Kavanitis. Panos, I know you're living the dream, so I'm not even going to ask you. Guys, today we're going to be talking about what we usually talk about in the show, if you're new, is how to get partners, how to retain partners, and how to provide them value. Today we're going to teach you how to retain them. And what I'm showing you right now, just check with me, Panos. Can you see what I'm sharing with you guys? Guys, if you're watching this live with us, can you comment below? Yes, I can see the screen. Just let me know, or no, I can't. It's too small. Panos, on your end, can you see everything okay before I continue?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Good stuff. All right, so guys, let's just start from the top. I made this document and then I revised it today just for you guys. So, does this sound like you? Are you not staying top of mind with your referral partners? This is something that I hear quite often because I speak with loan officers from across the country every single week. I don't stay top of mind with my referral partners. So, do you do that? Do you claim to have 80, 90, 100 realtors in your database or your contacts list or your Excel sheet or whatever the H you want to call it? Do you claim to have a lot of realtors, but you only have 12, 10, 1, sending some deals here and there? Well, that just means one of two things. Well, not one of two things. It just means one thing. It means you have one of two options. You have the option to go buy business, which no one wants to do, or you can just continue your prospecting for more referral partners. Because if you're that someone who has 80 realtors and only 12 send you some, then you need 160 realtors to double your outputs. Very simple. And most people don't have the bandwidth to prospect and actually get 160 realtors that know, like, and trust them. It takes time. Luckily, we do it at the highest level for you and in a shorter period of time, leveraging technology and business platforms. So does this sound like you? Are you not staying top of mind with your referral partners? Claim to have 80 referral partners in your database, but only 12 are actual partners with you and they only send some business. Or staying in touch with people is your biggest weakness. You're awesome at closing loans. You offer every single program in the book, but you just can't stay in touch with your database, especially during the refi booms that happen every so often. So today, we're going to teach you how to set up systems. This should be two words. How to set up systems that follow up and nurture your database ongoing. This is something that we do for all of our members. And if you're a member watching this, you already have access to this and you probably already know it. But you have systems that can keep you in front of your database, almost data points, same thing, forever. You can set it up one time, make some changes once every so often, but it's hands off. And you couldn't do that. I mean, you could have done it 10 years ago, but at a much worse level. Today is the biggest opportunity to automate all of your follow-up, and especially as your database grows. This is something that you just can't do on your own. We're getting to the point where I will show this one. We are getting to the point where you can only do so much, and we're at the point where technology can actually let us do more than ever before. So in today's lesson, I'm going to show you the exact retention process framework that we use to help our members stay in touch with their database completely hands-free. And like I said, guys, we're going to do this really fast. And if you want a copy of this, you should start working with us. If you don't want to start working with us, don't ask for this document. pause the video, take a screenshot. I mean, I'm showing it to you right now. I just don't ask for the video. If you're a member, you have access to this and everything else. So, key number one, prove your value fast. As soon as you have a meeting with somebody, you don't want to become friends with them. You want to actually become business partners. You want to make each other money. Otherwise, you're just going to have 100 phone calls with 100 realtors and make 100 friends. But you're not really going to hold on to those friendships. Yes, referral partnerships can be friendships. Let's not even get into that. That's not what I'm talking about. So first, you need to prove your value fast as soon as you get off the phone with them or on the phone with them. So they have that instant gratification, which is going to attract them to continuing to talk with you. So you can do two things. Hey, Mr. Realtor, do you have a list of dead leads? Give them to me, and I have a reactivation system, and I will make a fraction of those leads alive again. And then once I revive them, I will give them to you. I will see if they qualify, and then I will remind them, hey, you were working with this realtor. Just ask them everyone has unless you're a new realtor, everyone has a dead database of leads from XYZ source. So that's the first thing you can do. Second thing you can do is ask them for the web page where they post all their listings and put that in your weekly newsletter. If you don't have a weekly newsletter, an email newsletter, what are you doing? Like, get on that. We're going to support you with that if you don't have that already. All of our members already have that going on every Monday at 10 a.m. or 8 a.m. Depends what you want. 8, 10 to your realtor network. So, and these are all realtors who ask for it, by the way. This isn't just people. So you need to ask your realtors. I don't only send you a newsletter, but I also send newsletters to potential borrowers, to my past clients, and I would like to advertise your listings on my next newsletter or every newsletter, depending on the conversation. So those are two things you can do, guys. Key number 2, after you've proven your value fast, do this. If you need help, reach out to Panos and I. We have all the systems set up for you. Key number 2, aid them with tools long-term to close more business. So what you can do is you can send them weekly tips on how to get leads using Google My Business. If you don't know how to use Google My Business, learn, then create 10 lessons, mini lessons on them, and then email or text or however you want to do, call, give those tips every so often to the realtors who want to grow on their Google account or want to grow an XYZ account. So first you need to have that all set up. Yes, we have it. Panos and I already have it set up. But if you don't, then you need to get at least 10 weekly tips using Google My Business or Facebook or LinkedIn or another one. Google My Business is the one that's very popular. That's why I'm bringing it up. So send your realtors information on how they can grow their business on Google. And you can start like this. Hey, Mr. Realtor, thanks for speaking with me on the Zoom call last week. As promised, I'm going to start sending you information on how you can grow your business on Google. And you'll get a text from me every 3 weeks or every 1 week or every 2 weeks. And they have already accepted it because you guys talked about it on the Zoom call. So that's one thing. Second thing you can do, and this, by the way, you can automate this so it's completely hands-off. You can send them weekly tips on how to automate their social media presence for organic views. I think next week we'll do a video on this. We may just roast bad LinkedIn profiles that loan officers have, which is just a shame because so much money can be made, and it's a graveyard of a profile. So I'm not going to do that this week. I think next week will be fun. But you can send weekly tips and saying, hey, if you just optimize your profile, you're automatically going to get more views, and obviously more views leads to more opportunities. Now, if you just have a strategy to get people seeing that profile, that's a whole nother story. But first, you need to optimize yourself. And so you can just teach them how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, work with us, and we'll teach you, and then you can teach your realtors. These are all things that are all set up, automatic, that we have set up, and they've worked. And so that's why I'm telling you this today, so that you can do it yourself in your own business. And then the key number 3, stay top of mind casually, but with value. So aside to newsletters, send weekly emails. So newsletters, let's clarify this. Newsletters can go to mortgage update and market update to your past clients, future borrowers, your network, your family, friends, etc. Now your weekly emails, not newsletters, that can be, and we can name them whatever we want. That goes to, in our case, goes to your realtors. Every single realtor who either has sent you business, who will send you business in the future, who just met you yesterday, all the realtors in your database should be getting a weekly email from you. And that weekly email should be framed as a tool to help them get more buyers to the closing table as a team. That's what you both mutually want. So weekly emails filled with value that go out on Mondays, and then Friday text messages. It can be every Friday, it can be every other Friday, it can be once a month on Fridays. Just wishing them a good weekend, very casual, reminding them that you are there. Simple things like reminding your database that you are there are a lot of loan officers' biggest weakness. And I have to go, unfortunately, I have to run pick up my wife. But guys, if that's your biggest weakness, then contact us and let us just set up the system for you. Give us your data points, and all of a sudden you're going to have a follow-up system, an interest system, where people are going to start coming to you while you're working on current clients or while you're working on files. Not, I'm going to work on files, then make my calls. You don't have to make calls if the calls are coming to you. And that's all on this video today. Panos, thanks for helping at the beginning.
We went through the live twice. I went through everything and you went through everything.
Did you really go through all that?
Yeah.
Well, guys, you got double the value from two voices. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Panos, thanks for joining me. Guys, 12 p.m. Eastern time every Friday, providing you tons of value. If you're not using LinkedIn, if your profile is like a graveyard, then what are you doing? You're just leaving a bunch of money on the table. Or if you are using LinkedIn and it's not working, that means that you've probably missed some parts of getting it right, which means you're cutting corners, which means anything you are doing right now is either a waste of time, or if you've invested money in like a subscription in Sales Navigator, you're wasting money because you're not doing it right. So guys, don't waste time, don't waste money. The best thing you can do is just follow a proven process. It's going to cost you less money and less time in the long run. So guys, thanks for sticking around with us. We'll see you next week. Panos, you're the man. Love you guys. Have a nice weekend.